Yo, what is happening, guys? How are we doing? Going to be continuing work with Char's Zaku 2. I also did some extra stuff off stream. Burnt Toast, how we doing? Did a little bit of extra off stream, and I base coated the 2 other Zaku, and I recess shaded this one. So I need to recess shade this dude as well, but trying to go as sort of close to anime / manga as possible. So that's what we're doing. I need to do a few more recess shades on this, and then we'll try and finish the edge highlights on the orange. I don't know where I put my magnifying glass. Oh, yeah. Nah, no cell shaded. No cell shaded. You haven't watched in a while. What have you missed? What was the last model I finished? Burnt Toast. What was the last model I finished? No cell shade. We're going heavy metal. Heavy metal Gundam. Heavy metal Gundam. Why not? I think I already think it looks cool. I think it looks good. Something Warhammer. Well, we painted, funnily enough, you'd be surprised, Burnt Toast, we actually painted some more Warhammer stuff. And then, well, actually, no, I did paint a World of Warcraft sort of Night Elf. And then back to more Warhammer. And then what else did we do? Did some Necromunda. Blood Angels, maybe? Potentially. Maybe it was the Sanguinius. Maybe I was painting the Sanguinius. Potentially. Not Sanguinius, sorry. Sanguinor. Buddha, my dude, how are we doing? How are we doing? Do what you gotta do, Black Sword. Do what you gotta do, brother. You've been painting a heat, Buddha. Are you in the zone with it? Is that why you're painting so much? In the zone. Let's take this. Yeah, let's take this off. Yeah. Yeah. Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy. Come on. There you go. And then let's take this off too. This is so annoying. I just want my PC back. Trying to set my stream up, which I should have done prior to stream, to be honest, but hey, then you can get onto the fun stuff, my guy. You can paint Rabute. Probably handled this a bit too much. Yeah. I was thinking of not doing battle damage, and then I was like, I feel like these are probably gonna look quite good if I just do some really, really selective small amounts of battle damage. Just the Black Legion trim and tufts? Mate, you're close. You're close, dude. All right. Let's do some edge highlights. Let's do some edge highlights. So it is 2 parts of squig orange. 2 parts squig and then 1 part Luganeth? Luganeth. How do you say that? Luganeth. Has to be Luganeth. Luganeth sounds dumb. Luganeth. 2 parts squig. There's a heap of that color. Really don't need that much, but hey, it's better to have too much than not enough. Gundam. All right, let's do a thick-ish. I reckon we need a fraction. We need a fraction more squig orange in that. Just a fraction. Also, let's lighten it up on my end. Don't want you in there. That's a little bit better. Man, how was everyone else's Monday? Mondays suck. Yours was good. Oh, well that's good to hear. You got a migraine. Well, that's not good. How's it kind of... Is that why it's kind of good? Because you got a migraine. Monday, fun day? Nah, bro. Shit Monday. Hey, but we're painting now, so... You also got a girlfriend. That's the complete opposite to me, dude. Congrats. the Gundam card game app. I'm not even familiar with the Gundam card game app. I guess it's probably similar to this TCG. I did watch a video. I watched a video last night on how to play TCG. It looks simple-ish. Although, because the cards are like translated, I feel like there's a lack of information on them. So, where's one of them? One of them was like, you get a Zaku token. I'm like, what the fuck does that do? It's exactly the same just for your phone. Okay, that's good to know. Where's the one that gives you a Zaku token? I don't know. I'll look at it one day. Maybe when, I don't know, one of the other guys gets another set, and then I'll look at playing a game of it. Or maybe I'll get the phone one. Maybe I'll get the phone one and give that a go. Oh my god, what am I doing? Too much water in my brush? You have not won yet. I see it's too bright now. I think the guys called with details on my PC today, but I finished work a little early because I didn't have lunch. And then they called me while I was in the shower. It was super cool. Yo, Operation Berlin, how we doing? Painted a Dark Angels Terminator yesterday in illegal Greenwing colours. It's not illegal. You paint the model the way you want to paint it. It ain't illegal. Not confident with your painting skill. There's only one way to get better at your painting skill, burnt toast. That's to paint some models. Whether it's a dreadnought, whether it's infantry, doesn't matter what it is. My models 13 years ago don't look anything like the models I painted today, and these models wouldn't look the way they do today if it wasn't for the models that I had painted. Some people were grumpy because you ignored the space book. Yeah, they're dickheads, Mike. Like I said, I'm a codex dude. I like painting my miniatures to the codex, essentially. Sort of like what I'm doing here. I'm trying to stick as close as I can to all the artwork I've seen of Char's Zaku. And I'm going to make a few little changes, like my own little twist on it. But man, again, it's your hobby, dude. It's your hobby. If you want to paint models, my housemate Lockie painted his Terminators green initially. Ended up changing he's ended up changing and he's painting them bone now. But he started off as green. Like you got to do what inspires you, what keeps you motivated in the hobby. Craig, how you doing, man? How you doing? Just painting a fireman. What do you mean you're painting a fireman? What do you mean by... Is this like something for your work? You're going to try the bone today. Just as long as you start from like just prime your model in Grey Sea or Wraithbone, Mike. Don't start from black. Don't start from black and try and paint bone. You will have a horrible time, dude. You'll have a horrible time. How am I meant to edge highlight this? I'm actually unsure how I'm meant to edge highlight. Planning terrain for maps you use. Ah, that's clever. And using Warhammer models for it. How good. You just got your first one. You don't remember its name. It's at your mum's house, but it's green. It has one red eye. Oh, for Gundam, it'd be it's probably a Zaku, Trooper Boy. It's probably a Zaku. Looks like this dude, kind of. I haven't painted him. Looks like this dude. Order grey primer. Yeah, look. If you can get Wraithbone from Citadel, it's a very, very good starting color. Looks like that guy. Yeah, it's a Zaku. It's the mass-produced mass-produced mobile suit. And I think it's fairly iconic. It's fairly iconic. Shark, how we doing? This dude's got to stop coming off his base. Give me a sec. Okay. Hopefully he stays. That would be nice. Zaku, yeah. Yep. These are ones from the Gundam Assemble trading card game. So you can use them as tokens and they can stand on top of your cards. They don't have miniatures for all of the cards yet, but I'm sort of assuming they will. And then next year, they're creating a tabletop game. And I think these are the miniatures that are going to be used for the tabletop. I think. I'm not sure. I'm hoping they are, because that would give me a head start. Because I would have Char's Zaku painted, and then two more Zaku. One with a heat hawk. I watched YouTube. That's called a heat hawk. And then one with is this a 220mm bazooka, I think? Something along those lines. You're going to start trying to shade and edge highlight. Just know that they're probably not going to be the straightest edge highlights and recess shades you've done, but you can always go back to previous colors, Mike. That's what I do. I go back to my previous colors or the next color up, and I tidy up my edge highlights. Just the more you paint, the less you end up tidying up, because you just get more and more brush control. I feel like that's a Space Marine shoulder in terms of like, I'm going to need to edge highlight both sides of that trim. So that's what we're going to do. And then we'll recess shade it again afterwards. We thought we got away from the Space Marine shoulder pad trim. We didn't. We just had to paint it on a Zaku. I would build the whole model in sub-assemblies, Burnt Toast. Make sure it's in sub-assemblies so you can access the miniature better. And then paint it in multiple parts. If painting is what you're wanting to improve at. I say that because a lot of people just want to game with them and have like quite a simple paint scheme, and if that's the case, then you might not even be concerned with sub-assemblies. Dude, why is he so bright? I just can't get the I can't get the lighting right. I think it might be the black background. Nico, my dude, how you doing? Probably don't even need to worry about this because you're not really even going to see it. Yeah, I'm doing all right, man. Doing all right for a Monday. Can't complain. Painting miniatures on stream. Don't really have. Wouldn't really have a foot to stand on if I tried complaining. Who would listen exactly? Who the hell would listen if I was going to complain? They'd be like, shut up, streamer guy. You're painting models. And I'll be like, you know what? You're right. You're absolutely right. Yeah, it's taller than 40k. Yeah. Where's a Marine? Don't even have a Marine. I don't have a Marine next to me. What are the odds? I haven't had this guy on stream for a while. Mr. Librarian. These fucking weird ass legs. So, without the head, he's probably a head taller. 2 heads taller. So I've painted a heap of models, eh? I've painted a heap of models. Kyle, appreciate it. Thank you, dude. Your glue cap is stuck. I was gonna say if it's a plastic glue, you can get a lighter, and you can light the glue to release the top. But make sure you take the pin out of take the pin out of the actual bottle itself, because if you don't, you'll just end up making a mini napalm. Paint me one of... paint me like one of you Zaku girls. Hey, this is Char's, alright? This is Char's. Maybe one of the other two are piloted by a female, but this is Char's Zaku. Man, you'd think being an artist would help you on a dating app. It doesn't. It doesn't. I'm excited to see what this looks like varnished, because I think it's going to look really, really good when it's matte. I should have kept these the armor colors, and then I could have told people I painted a non-metallic metal model. Oh wait, I've done that with my Tyranids. All right, I think that's it for the primary edge highlight on the arm. So let's do the other arm with the shield. Oh, we've got the head too. The dome. Let's do the dome. He's got his command antenna. So you can tell it's not only the fancy color. It's not only the fancy color. If they've got an antenna, it means they're a higher rank, I believe. Tried to use glue without the metal. Now your fingers are stuck to the model. Yeah, that's not a good thing, dude. That's not a good thing. You don't want to be doing that. You should have tried to get the pin back in. I did base coat the other ones today, yeah. I was sort of sitting around before stream, and I was like, what am I gonna do? I was like, I might as well just take this time now to airbrush the base coat on both those Zakus. Why not? Why not? This is one of those projects, dude. I'm keen to paint it. I claim, yeah, I do. And brushes. Not all miniatures. Not all miniatures. I'll claim miniatures on tacks that I'm going to use for tutorials. Or for, like, our battle reports and stuff. Actually, I got all the receipts from the studio. And I have to do some maths. I'm gonna have to do some maths and get it to my accountant. I'm hoping for a big fat tax return. That'd be nice. I mean, we spent an absolute heap on the studio. I'm gonna have to get, I seriously have to get Imsy to come down and take some good photos of the studio, because the photos I've got just don't do it justice. And unless you come and check the studio out, like people just don't understand how much work has gone into that studio. Trying to make it just a space that's like, I guess, promotes painting. Like it's meant to make people want to paint. When is the bar open? Whenever, dude. You do you know what? We'll have to one day, once we've got 2 people booked for our next beginner painting class, which will probably happen after Victoria's. Victoria's is August 16th. So whatever the weekend is after Victoria. Oh no, I've got a birthday that weekend. I don't know. I have to talk to Marvin about it. But we're going to try and get a streaming setup at the studio. And we might do that one night, Nico. We'll just have some people around and stream and have a few apple juices. Definitely organise a night, man. 100%. 100%. Nath, what's happening, my dude? How we doing? Do you know, I realized last night after you showed me that Orlok dude, why are you not painting Escher? They're the ones that deal with the narcotics in the Underhive, my guy. Or are your guys been doing some mining work in exchange for some... You'll bring pizzas? There's a pizza place right next to it, Nico. It's okay. The pizza place next to it is okay. I'm not going to say great, because it's not great. Not 2 fingers. Nah, dude, not 2 fingers. I forgot what the name of that place was called, all right? Is the little thing on the front of his helmet meant to be silver? Zaku. Char's. Yes, it is meant to be the color of the armor. Yeah, so before stream I was watching some Gundam lore. It was so weird. I watched this video and it was like a 7-minute video. And it was like, what makes a Gundam a Gundam? And it was just such a vague video. It didn't really answer the question. It didn't really answer the question. Because in one of the series, one of the dudes, I don't know, is it just me? Or are most of the guys that are pilots of like the main antagonist? And most of them on the spectrum. I feel like a couple of the recent ones were. Anyway, one of the dudes, and I do it all the time because of that series. I feel like it was 00. He whispers Gundam. He's like, Gundam. And then he was like, that guy says he's a Gundam. That dude's tripping so hard, he thinks he's a Gundam. But then I started watching like the like history of Zaku's. I was watching the history of Zaku's. Hence why I know that their axe is called a heat hawk. Because it's meant to be a heat tomahawk axe, but they just call it a heat hawk. Man, there's some really, really badass Zaku's eventually. Like full custom spec ones. Char's isn't even custom as far as I know. I think it's just a regular Zaku too. Except it's just piloted by Char and he's an ace. Hence why he could put in work some just regular dude flying a Gundam. They're called coordinators. Yeah. Do they, hang on, wait, do they eventually get called, am I imagining it? Do they get called a Gundam Meister? Or am I just imagining it? Not in Gundam C. I don't know. Maybe they do. Maybe it's in 00. Or maybe I'm just making shit up. I haven't seen it for a long time. It's very, very real chance that I'm just making shit up. All right, we've just got one more arm and then we can start on the secondary edge highlight. So whenever I'm painting with a mixed paint, I like to try and do it in typically one sitting if I can. And I know I didn't do that on this guy because I painted all the legs in one go, but it's why I've sort of left this bit until now. because yeah, I like to try and do as much of the model as I possibly can when using a mixed paint. Let's get a bit of squig and paint that on the bottom of there. Right, this is going to be a test. See how straight I can get some edge highlights on this, hey? Might see if I can get my friend from work to make me some vinyl stencils for these. Because I know he's got like, I'm pretty sure he's got a logo. They have a logo they put on this shield, and then I think he also has a logo on his chest. Yo, in around about half an hour, guys, we are going to check out the live stream community showcase on our Discord. So get your posts into that thread and we'll see what you have been working on. This is the unfortunate thing about these miniatures. This big, just fat bit of plastic right there. Obviously not meant to look like that. They've got the same, unlike the legs here, I've just painted it in black. This section in here, I decided I was just going to paint that black. I don't think I'm going to do the same on this. Because I don't, maybe, I don't know. It would follow like that whole line down there would just be black. I don't know what I'm going to do for the base, dude. So these are the bases they come on. They actually have their own real smooth base with just like one circle in it to hold them. I was thinking of potentially just painting like a pattern on there, almost like a Mechanicus, Sector Mechanicus sort of vibe on it, like the Necromunda bases, but with no raised area. It would just be dead flat. I think that would look pretty cool. This is the model that Nath doesn't like. The pose. The one with the heat hawk. Yeah, I'll airbrush it. I'll just make a whole bunch of like stencils. I'll just mask it all up and airbrush it. I think they actually, I mean, those ones look good on 50s. This one looks good on a 40. Like that base size there looks pretty good, but he's on a 52. Yo, Marvin, what's happening? It's giving fascist. Is it? Why is that? A wider Eclipse and a wider Neo. Oh, I gotta say, I'm not familiar with either of those. Someone came in and said that this is giving off fascist. I asked why. I'm going to reply. I thought Char's a good guy. The guy at the store told me these were the good guys. These aren't the good guys. You thought that? No, I'm joking around, Buddha. I'm joking around. Although, I don't know, is Char actually like a bad guy though? Isn't there like bad guys on both sides when it comes to Gundam? Whoops. Who are you rooting? I don't know if I'm taking that. Who are you rooting for? Yeah, I was watching the lore on the Zaku units. And when the Zaku ones were out, they said that they like chemically wiped a whole planet. But the Zaku pilots didn't even know. They were like, what the hell? we should be upset because Xeon hits Australia. Damn. Really? Any tips on getting good paint consisting of a wet palette? Look. The big one I do, Nightfall. I'll show you on my wet palette now. I'll get you this is what I do. This is what I do. Now, different paints are going to be thicker than each other, right? So like a Games Workshop layer is typically thinner than a base coat from Games Workshop. So like Evil Sun Scarlet is going to be thinner than Mephiston Red. But what I like to do for base coats is I like to get a shitty brush and I scoop out some paint on a palette, right? Scoop out one brush load of paint. And then for each brush load of paint, I get my water pot. And I go like this. I dip my brush in, I take it out, and then I mix my paint. And that is normally enough to thin it down. Now, if you're painting with like a yellow or a white or a cream, you're probably going to want to do that 2 or 3 more times, because to get smoother coats with lighter colors, you're going to want your paint to be thinner. But for the most part, I think it's just more about painting. The more you paint, the more you get used to thinning your own paints. I still, to this day, you'll hear me. There'll be times I'll be like, I thinned that down too much, or that's not flowing how I want it to. So like when I'm doing an edge highlight, I want it to cover, but I want it to be able to flow just enough that it's not lumpy. So I don't want to add that much water. Heaps of them are like, mix it to a milky consistency. Just thin it to the point that it flows well and it's not streaky. And if you're applying it and it's streaky, just add a little bit more water. And then if it's too transparent, just add a little bit more paint. And I know I can suck, but yeah, like I still do it. I still do it today. Is that person that said this is giving off fascist vibes still even watching the stream, or are they just coming in and dropping trigger words and then leaving? Are these Xeon not meant to give off fascist vibes anyway? So it's doing what it's meant to. Just be aware of what you want to be painting to Nightfall, right? Like, if you're wanting to glaze, you're going to want to add more water than you would be if you're doing an edge highlight or a base coat. Should you paint arms separate? It's completely up to you, Burnt Toast. I paint arms separately because I paint my models a specific way, but it is entirely up to you. Yeah, see, I should paint this bit black too. Maybe I will. Just paint any of those connecting areas that aren't doing anything with the model, just black. Don't highlight them, just black. It's the final work, yeah. So sometimes I won't even add water nightfall to an edge highlight. People are often like, what the fuck? Yeah, it's old as shit, Buddha. It came out when Star Wars came out. How crazy is that? All right, let's start on the secondary edge highlights. I'm just going to quickly go to the little boys' room. We'll be back in a sec. All right, secondary edge highlights. That color that we got out that when Nightfall was asking about thinning paints, because I'm doing an edge highlight and we did thin down that paint, I'm actually going to add a little bit more paint to that mixture. And that's going to be our secondary. Why's my phone trying to fucking connect? Get out of here. Oh, it's 9:30. Oh, that's pretty good timing because we're going to do the Discord. That's actually really good timing. All right. Why is this not working? Why is this not working? This is so weird. I can't get this to work for whatever reason. It's being stupid. I don't know why this doesn't work. That's why. That's why. Yo. Buddha's using the live stream showcase for illegal use. It's just meant to be models, not memes. But that is pretty damn funny. And then Buddha's the only one that's uploaded something. Thank you, Buddha. Continuing work on this base. How many more days do you think you got in the base, dude? Can't be that much longer. I know the flame is going to take you a while. Like the actual braziers are going to take some time, but it looks like you're getting close, dude. Looks like you're getting close. Anyway, that was the only upload, so thank you, Buddha. You're putting TCG in albums. What do you mean? Oh, trading card game in albums, got ya. That's hobby. Should have posted your pools. Yeah, better than mine, Nico. You saw my pools last night. Real bad. Take it easy, Buddha. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know which set you're talking about. That Eevee set's cool as shit. There's the most recent set on the Pokemon Pocket on mobile is the Eevee set. And I've been trying to collect all the full art Eevees, and I think I've just got the Vaporeon left to get. Bro, come on. I wonder if I could get this arm out without damaging the paint on it. It's a heap of liquid stencil in there. No, not Pokemon Go. It's called Pokemon Pocket. Pokemon Pocket TCG. I would have made it much easier to do the hands and shit. You broke the needle, so you just need to cut open the cap and use it as a needle. But then how do you close it? You don't, but then it's going to dry out, dude. What is this? You don't know what Pokemon Pocket TCG is? No, just on the app. You feel like you shouldn't? No, you shouldn't, Nico. You guys don't know what it is, really? Show you. So you collect all types of cards. I'll show you. This is my binder with my Eevees in it. And you can check out your cool cards. And you get like full art ones. Yeah, that actually looks even cooler on the camera. Yeah, virtual cards. I don't spend any money. I just use the free packs. And then you can get, these are like really fancy cards called immersive. How do you get them? So you get 2 packs a day because it takes 12 hours for the stamina to recharge. You can see it here. 8 hours and 51 minutes. And then you get these extra hourglasses. And for each 12 hourglasses, you get to open a pack of cards. And I have, so keep in mind that you get a pack of cards when you get 12. I have this many hourglasses, which is like 200 plus packs of cards. But I'm waiting for the set that has Metagross because Metagross is my favorite Pokemon. And then you can battle people. You can battle with the cards. It's just like regular Pokemon. Except there's only 3 cards as prizes instead of 6. I think a new set's coming out this Wednesday. But I think it's based around Gen 2. So I'm still going to wait for Metagross. Walking X is my fave Pokemon. Yeah, dude, I'm sure we've spoken about this. It was way back in the TikTok days, but we've spoken about this. Metagross is my #1 Pokemon. Alakazam's yours, dude. Alakazam's sick. There's microtransactions. Yeah, there is. Yeah, 100%. You can just purchase a bunch of cards if you want. I'm pretty good on those games that have microtransactions. I haven't really thought about my top 10. I would have to work out what's in. I'd have to make like a short list. Charizard is in there. Pidgeot. Hydreigon. Metagross. Poliwrath's your fave? I remember you saying that. What's the best legendary? What is the best legendary, or what is my favorite legendary? Teach me your ways. I don't know, man. I rarely spend money on stuff. Like the last time I splurged money was that date on Thursday, and I kind of wish I didn't. And that wasn't even splurge, really. What's my favorite legendary? Okay. Let's go through them. So we've got the 3 birds, Mewtwo and Mew in Gen 1. It's none of them. Ho-Ho, Lugia, the 3 dogs in Gen 2. I don't think it's them. The Reggies, Groudon, Kyogre. Could be Groudon. Groudon's up there. Polgia, Dialga, Giratina. Zekrom, Reshiram. Oh, Zekrom's pretty badass. Gen 6 was... What was Gen 6? The Tapus, wasn't it? Was that Gen 6? No. Oh, it was Vettel, wasn't it? Vettel and Xerneas. I don't know. Maybe it's Groudon. I've always liked Groudon. And I think he is actually quite strong. In all of the artwork I've seen, all of the Gunpla stuff, this circle here is painted the same color as the armor, but I'm going to paint it my gray. I'm going to have that as gray. I am taking a little bit of heavy metal inspo. We're just going to break up the colors a little bit. Not heaps, just a little bit. Oh man, did you guys see Mega Dragonite? What do you feel about Mega Dragonite? I feel like if they just didn't do the wings on the head, it'd be fine. Like, just give it massive wings on its back, maybe? I'm keen to see what other... I'm keen to see what other megas come out. Because, like... I stopped playing Pokemon after Ultra Sun and Moon when it went on the Switch, because I just didn't get a Switch. And I did end up playing some Sword and Shield with the Gigantamax or Gigantamax Pokemon, which is that was sort of cool. And then they brought out terrestrialization. I can't even say it. There's always like a little bit of a gimmick, but I feel like Megas was probably the best. It's Char Zaku. Yeah, yeah. Yep. Char Zaku. It's cool as it's from Assemble. Gundam Assemble, the TCG. So you can use it as a little little tokens for your cards, but I'm a painter. I just want to paint them because they're sick. They're really cool. I like how simple they are to build, the detail and stuff. And then I've got the other two Zaku. Keen to paint this dude with the Heat Hawk. And I just like saying Heat Hawk because it makes me sound Assemble. Gundam Assemble. Oh, yeah, Assemble. Yeah. Zeon's Rush Gundam Assemble. Ensemble have minis. I don't even know what Ensemble is. Dude, my colors are way better than this. It was a little bit tricky trying to work out the colors for Char Zaku from Citadel colors, and same with the other ones. But Ensemble is pre-painted, right? Well, I'm just using a whole bunch of different artworks and existing models and anime to try and represent Char Zaku the best I possibly can. And you know what? You never know, right? You upload this stuff on Instagram, it might catch someone's eye.
Lunchclops, welcome to the Forge. These are the smallest Gundam I have ever seen.
Smallest Gundam you've ever seen? Surely there's small Lunchclops. Thank you very much for the resub. They'd have to be smaller, wouldn't they? They do take ages to assemble. That's why I never did the one I got. I would try and just get the basics down pat, and then do what you want after that. You've still gone in the box as well. So I built like the chest of the one I purchased, and then I'm like, yeah, I don't know. Maloney, thank you very much for the follow. All right, we'll finish. I'll finish up edge highlighting this arm, and then we will call it for tonight. So I don't know. We've got maybe 5 or 10 minutes, I think, maybe. I'm not gonna do that shoulder pad. That shoulder pad will take ages because we've got some rounded corners and stuff in there. Just get this arm underneath here done. Currently painting Gundam minis, but you've kit bashed some of your Warhammer armor piece on. That's interesting. I wouldn't even know how you'd managed to do that. It's a cool idea though. I was thinking that when I was because I've watched a few Gundam animes, but I don't know a heap about it. I was like looking up artwork, and there was some Zakus with like grenade pouches and stuff strapped to their shields, and I was like, that's actually really cool. It's actually really cool. You started painting minis to build up. Yeah, it is. Yep, brush control just comes over time. It's just one of those things. The more you paint, the better you get at it. See you, burnt toast. Cool. All right, we can put that arm back in. I'm probably going to paint a little bit before stream tomorrow. So more of this model will get completed. Yo, Gundam Chris, thank you very much for the gifts over on TikTok. Appreciate it. Cool. All right, that's how he's looking. It's coming together. He's coming together. We've got secondary edge highlights left on the head, that shoulder pad, and the gun arm, and then we've got a bunch of grey edge highlights to do. But we're getting there. Handful of streams and we'll be done. And then I've got the grunts. Then we've got the grunts, which I'm sort of excited about. I like the basic Zaku. They're cool dudes. They're cool dudes. And this guy's got a heat hawk. Imagine if I got paid every time I said heat hawk on stream. I'd have more money than I have right now. Anyway, that's it for tonight. Wind your clock back 2 hours. That is when the stream starts every single day, because that's how you get better at painting. Paint every day. No, I understand. People can't do that every day. Anyway, enjoy your day, guys. Enjoy your night. And I'll catch you all tomorrow. Peace.